Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on into the live and being here with the Crypto Lifer. Today, we're going to look at what we look at every single day. That's cryptocurrency. And we're going to get into brass tacks. We're going to talk about what's going down in Bitcoin. Do I see lower levels? And it's possible for some max pain. As you can see on my thumb, I like to break it down right away. And, shouting out to everyone here who does follow the life of the lifer. My wife, who was raised by her grandmother. She was born and raised, whatever happened when she was 3, her mother and her father didn't get along, whatever happened, right? And she lived with her mom, and she didn't get along with her stepmom. And she was raised by her grandma. She basically shared a room with her grandma since she was a very young girl. So more attached to anyone you could have been was her grandma. She spent every single day with her grandma. And last night at 6 p.m., we were informed that her grandmother passed away. And I watched my wife just collapse in tears. And I mean, we knew it was coming, but it was just, I was waiting for this day for a long time. So I'm just letting it out because that's how I deal with my emotions. I let them out. I don't let them in. I've always been able to express myself. And I'm not afraid of how someone thinks about me when I express myself. But, I watched this journey and, tell the story of her grandma who grew up in Afghanistan, all right, in Kabul. Her father would be a known trader. He would trade nuts and tea and actually become a very wealthy man in Afghanistan, one of the top 20 richest families in the city. And she would tell me stories of her grandma having servants, growing up in a giant house with servants. She was like, yeah, and they would always feed the servants and treat her servants with kindness, and just crazy, right? And then the Russians came and took over the politics and went after the richest families, and they had to take their gold, hide their gold, and get to Pakistan and get to America. And they came to America on January 1st, I believe in the 80s. I believe it was 1980, and they were all given asylum as political asylum. And she came here, she started a life in Queens. They bought a house together. Her son was my wife's father. She would have 5 sons and 1 daughter, this woman. 5 sons and 1 daughter. And her second oldest son would be my wife's father. She would get old and old and old. And as she got older and older, my wife would take more and more care of her. Until one day, my wife would marry me, and my wife would always say, and my wife's culture, you can't move out of your house until you're married. So I would call my wife in my 20s, and my wife would be like, she'd be in a room with her grandma, and her grandma would be hallucinating, and she'd be like, she's on painkillers again, she's hallucinating, and I'd be like, wow, that's crazy, and this is when I was in my 20s. I met my wife when I was 22. I'm 38. I've been with my wife for 16, 17 years now, maybe even more. Yeah, about 17 years almost. And so I watched my wife. Since I met my wife, her grandma must have been probably 70, 73 and getting old, And her grandma must have lived to 87, maybe 90. So this 17 years of our relationship, her grandma was there the whole time. And she took care of her grandma every day in that room. Yeah, her father did, but I'm telling you, my wife, because she knew her, she grew up in a room with her, she only knew her, my wife took care of this woman with everything she had. And then, when COVID happened, we left New York, and like a loving wife, she moved with me away to Boston, and she left her whole family, And her grandma, who she was taking care of, and at the time, her grandma eventually got moved into an old age home. And her grandma begged not to go, and that was a process. And I would cry every night. It would rip my heart out. It would rip my heart out. She's like, but my grandma doesn't want to go. And I was like, well, why can't she live with us? And she's like, she needs constant care. Nobody can take care of her. She needs a nurse. She needs help. It's getting too hard for us at home. And I'm like, oh man, because I always thought about me being old and not wanting to go. So I was I was always trying to find a way. How could she not? And then this is where the story gets even worse. My wife's father would get COVID, and he would die of COVID. and we would watch him die from Boston on an iPhone, you know, like, and her grandma was in the old age home, and we didn't want to tell her that her son died. Like, so like my wife was living with this secret from her grandma, but like she, you know, and her grandma would ask her like, where is he okay? And we had to tell her that he was in a coma, like that he had went into a coma, but he would wake up. And I mean, we never told her, thank God she died, hoping that he would wake up. And this is just tragic, right? Like, and so when her grandma died last night, it was just the end of this whole story. Like, it was just the end of this whole story. And it was just like, it's intense. Like, it's emotionally draining. Like, it is intense. And like, we had to book her a flight so she could go to New York this morning. It was just like, and my daughter was crying like, I don't want mommy to go. And like, you know, and that's life. Let's look at Bitcoin, but that's just life. And then like somebody lived her life, like her grandma was born, her chapter began, and her chapter ended yesterday. Like, a life was lived, like a life began and a life ended. Like, and all of us, every single one of us, like every single one of us will be gone one day. Like every single one of us will be gone one day. Like every single one of us, you know what I'm saying? Every single one of us will be gone one day. I'm done with the tears. I'm done. It's over. But every single one of us will be gone one day, you know? And you only have this life to do what you got to do. And that's why I tell everyone, like, if you want this crypto life, if you want to do what we do here, if you want to get out, then maybe this is it, you know? So give yourself everything you got. I got to replace all my salty tears here. But shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, calling yourself crypto lifers, and being a part of the live stream. I'm so sorry to waste your time with my nonsense. Let's get back into it. You guys didn't come here to see me whine. You guys didn't come here to see me break down. And I thought I wasn't going to break down. I was like, you're not going to break down. I was like, you're going to be strong on this one. I was like, you're just going to come out and you're going to do your live stream today. You know? So when I looked at Bitcoin, I mean, this is a giant double bottom, right? Which is a good sign. It's a beautiful sign. What I like too is that pump up all the way up to 42K suggests that we could come all the way back down to 41 on the daily, and that wouldn't be too bad, you know? I see what the oscillation gives us on the daily. When I say the oscillation gives us, I mean, like, look, we're on the 1 hour, we went up, we only went up from here to here. We came down, we went down. We went up again, we went from here to here. We came down, we went up, we went from here to there, all right? And so that's the oscillation of the 1 hour. That's a good oscillation. You see that? Your best, the greatest scenario is when the oscillation occurs, like you pump up and you break the high. That's what you want. And you pump up. And then you want each oscillation on the 1 hour to eventually make higher highs. So like, see, like, and you'll judge the movement of price against the oscillation. Now, if you're getting like this, and so it's simple. Watch the stochastic, right? It's going to always go above the dotted line and below 90% of the time. Every once in a while it won't, but 90% of the time it's going to go here, 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 right? Here, 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 here. So you're going to know that's apparent. So once you trust in that, and that gives you 90%. Like, you know, there's anomalies, but you got to trust in something. You got to give yourself some type of probability you go with. So bong, 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 bong. And easily you watch the oscillations. All right, just like here. Each time, look, we didn't get above. So now you're like, okay, the next time we oscillate, we need to get above. And look, we came down, we oscillated. Did we get above? No. So you're like, oh, bearish, I should short that. So you open a short, you get it. Nice short, right? And so this is something that is, hold on, I need a tissue. This is something that you want to look at, okay? And you want to look at it deeply. And these are indications. This is why I believe we're so accurate here, because we watch the 1 hour every day, consistently. And it's my leading indicator as to what builds the 4 hour into the daily and if the daily can roll. If you're a mason and you're building steps, you build one step, you build a second step. You could build a 12-story building step by step, right? But you got to build the steps, right? Same thing with price action. Price action has to build a one step to a second step before it can make a flight of stairs. Right now, the fact that we broke this long trend is okay. So we broke the trend line. See this? We broke this downward trend line. Yeah, we could even bring it up a little bit. Can almost say we didn't break the trend line because that's the trend, right? We just got rejected by the trend. Highly likely we come back down now and hit the bottom of the trend here, 41 too. Okay, 1 hour wants to dump, and you're hitting your level. So like that's a good place where I like to open shorts, where I get to previous resistance. I also hit the top trend line, and the stochastics RSI get to a high point. It's a beautiful place to open a short. You make sure the 15 minutes high when the short's ready to go. Yeah, a little more push up, and boom. I mean, highly likely we get a short to the downside, right? Now you look at the 4 hours, see if the 4 hours in your favor. Dang, I just gotta delete all that. And we're gonna see this again. I guess, no, the reason is I wanna hold that candle body right there. When I do that, it says I didn't break out, you know, unless I just use this as my angle, you know. I feel like it's a bigger pattern, you know. Say a wick to it. I don't like to mix candles and wicks. That's my thing. So I don't know if we can say it's a breakout. It is a double bottom, right? Double bottoms do have a measured move. All right. I didn't have to do that. Alt-T will just give you a trend line. That's suggesting that's our measured move to the upside of the W. That's what you should get out of a W, is the measured move to the upside. So haven't hit the measured move of the W. So far, we formed a beautiful W, though. Doesn't always happen, right? There's a W kind of sideways. It doesn't always happen. Here's a W, though, that did go the length. And what you do is you take the length of the middle of that head to the, you know, that W, and that should give you kind of your measured move there. And you get it, right? So bam. So some cool news coming out here in cryptocurrency. Kind of want to talk about the news real quick. That's exciting. Exciting news is we're looking at Deep House album. This is what we're listening to right now. Fintech startup MELO is offering 30-year crypto mortgages. Now, this is interesting to me. A guy who sits on a lot of crypto but doesn't want to sell it to buy a house. Listen what we can do here. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Consumers will be able to leverage their Bitcoin holdings and digital assets to purchase real estate in the United States. Miami-based and Florida, thank God, Miami-based fintech startup MELO is introducing what it claims is the world's first crypto mortgage. The digital bank will allow crypto investors to leverage their digital assets to purchase real estate in the United States. At the moment, only customers wanting to use Bitcoin as collateral qualify for MELO's 30-year mortgage loan. Both American and international customers will be able to use the services to purchase real estate in the United States. Instead of selling your crypto for a down payment to qualify for a mortgage, a crypto mortgage lets you leverage your crypto to invest in real estate. MELO has already granted some loans as part of its early access stage and expects the service will be available to most applicants on its waiting list in the coming months. It remains unclear how much Bitcoin will be needed to secure a loan or the level of over-collateralization needed to balance out the digital assets volatility. Cointelegraph has asked MELO for more details and will update the story when we hear back. Breaking, you can now buy a house using Bitcoin as collateral and a zero fiat deposit with mortgage lender MELO. The CEO founder of MELO said that the idea came in response to seeing the countless stories of people cashing out their Bitcoin to purchase property, only to see the increase in value later on. So what's the deal? You can put down 10 Bitcoin as collateral, right? Which at the time is what, 400 grand. they give you a loan on that, or that, you know, somehow you get a mortgage on that idea. And then when Bitcoin goes to whatever it goes to, you cash out and give them that for whatever you owe. And as Bitcoin grows and grows and grows, you end up just having it covered. And if you know Bitcoin's going to grow, which I believe it will, you end up getting a house pretty much for free. Am I right? I mean, at one point, compared to if you use the dollar. So it's interesting. Yeah. So I became the capital, to become the capital of capital, Miami needs companies like MELO who are willing to innovate and ideate. I like that. Ideate, he added. Ideate, make new ideas, right? MELO isn't the first company to have its sights set on a crypto mortgage. August 2021, United Wholesale Mortgage started testing the waters for crypto mortgage repayments with Ether and Bitcoin, a pilot program. However, by October, it had dumped its plans due to its regulatory uncertainty. Yeah, I mean, that's, see that? See that? See how that's hurting progress? More people will be able to do their thing. Okay. Bitcoin will emerge stronger after the stock dipped 10 to 20%. Bloomberg analysis says Federal Reserve policy should mean markets see a long-awaited come down. Up to 1/5, says Bloomberg Intelligence Mike McGlone. You know, I've followed Mike for a long time. Bitcoin will soon no longer be a risk asset, and investors should brace for a fresh price correction, says one of Bloomberg's best-known analysis. I mean, that's what I see here, too, as well. In an appearance on the Wolf of Wall Street's podcast on January 18th, Mike McGlone, senior commodity strategist at Bloomberg Intelligence, sounded the alarm on global markets. Up-only narrative. As Bitcoin struggles in 2022, those hoping for a dramatic return form will be disappointed by McGlone's midterm forecast. The United States Federal Reserve, he said, will all but guarantee an end to the limitless gains for stocks, and crypto, naturally correlated, will suffer too. The number one theme I've been using for months now is do not fight the Fed. If you're long risk assets, you are fighting the Fed, and the cryptos are the riskiest assets. The key thing to remember is that Bitcoin is the least risky among cryptos. As the Fed attempts to rein in inflation and dramatically decrease asset purchases, the outlook is thus much less appealing for risk assets in the near term. For McGlone, however, there is a silver lining when it comes to Bitcoin's inherent appeal. I think it's transitioning from a risk on to a risk off asset. He continued adding that he thinks Bitcoin will come out better off after the period policy upheaval. My prediction is the markets pull back finally. We get a 10 to 20% correction in the stock market. All corrections are one, which is usually the way it works. Bitcoin comes out better off for it. It's not that bad of a pullback. And I believe we're going to see this similar pullback for Bitcoin to 37K. We're at 42.29 right now. That would be about a $4,000, a $6,000 pullback, $5,000 pullback on. And that's almost about that. Yeah, it's about 9 1/9. It's a little more, about 12% on Bitcoin pullback, right? The loose U.S. monetary conditions definitely influenced the meteoric rise in price, albeit a few months delayed, he wrote about the Fed's balance sheet in the blog post in Bitcoin. Since M2 growth stalled, Bitcoin has traded sideways. If M2 is set to hit 0.2, money supply, and possibly go even negative in short order, the natural conclusion is that Bitcoin, absent any asymptomatic growth in the number of users or its transactions processed via the network, is likely to go much lower as well. A company chart underscored the implications of a much more conservative atmosphere. We and ourselves, I said, show you the charts and I'll show you the news. Our charts have been suggesting a pullback for Bitcoin. And, even just in the smaller time frame right here, like the 1 hour not making a higher high here. If we don't make a higher high, highly likely for a short to begin here to the downside. Okay. Let's look at how the short looks for BTC3S. And I'm trying to, I am going to show a trade that I see fit every day here on the channel, or some days I might not. I might say no trade at all. It's very rare that I do that. I probably do that 1 out of like 50 days. I'm like, I'm not trading today. It's very rare. But there are those days. But there's money to be made. Like there's a little bit of a cup and handle here. A cup. Sammy, cup and handy. Who's that? I got to record all those and make a button for him. Sammy, cup and handy. Have to make my fake applause because I can't get it in real life, Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for coming on in. So look, we can see this going all the way up to 177. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Let me pop up the chat too. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on into the live stream and being here. 217 people, 107 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I want a fake laugh track. I love that voice when it's overkill. Shout out to everyone. Welcome to Bitcoin. No, welcome to the Crypto Library Show. Welcome to the live stream. Please hit the like button. Trust we're all shaking our heads up and down. Can't see us too, ha. Max Payne. Is this the Max Payne? No, I believe there's more Max Payne coming. Shout out to Crypto Muser in the house, banging on him with another video, insightful video. Keep watching the Crypto Muser. He's going to keep you up to date with that SEC case, and I'm telling you, when that thing finally explodes, fireworks, man, fireworks. So, Vegas Tech Guy says, morning, good fam. Crypto Lifer, may you and your family find peace, comfort, and all the needed during this tough time, man. Thank you so much, man. We love you, baby. So sorry for your loss. Thank you, Crypto Kid. Don't bring me there, man. I'm good, though. I'm crying literally 2 hours a day over all the people that lost the past 2 years, including 2 of my cats, man. Shout out to OnlyFans, man. I'm so sorry, man. Take your time. Trust me, I feel the loss of my mom daily, so I know the pain. It's so hard to fight through daily. Shout out to Grace. Don't do that to me, Grace. What other people out there, is this real? No one, beeps. The most transparent person in the crypto space. I'll get my drum. I'm laughing so hard, bro. Y'all on Moonbeam. Watch every day. Shout out to Crypto Sam. There's another Sam in the house, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let's get the likes up to the watchers, please. If you're watching on your phone, flip the comments away. Hit that like button. If you're driving, pull on over. Hit the like button for the guy. If you're watching on your TV, find a way to, I'll move it around. Boom, bing, bing. Hit that like button. And if you're on your computer, just move on up. Sometimes you might be sitting back, relax. Move on up. Just hit your hand on that mouse. Click the like button. Many times I've watched something I really like on YouTube, but I just didn't think to hit the like button because I forgot. All right. Not because I was, I just didn't remember. So I'm just reminding the good people that probably did the same thing I was doing. Hit that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. Get the likes up to the watchers so we can get even more watchers. We can get the algorithm going. We can find more people out there that want to learn about cryptocurrency. So, and cry with me all day. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, no, just So here is Bitcoin at 42,000. What do I see happening for Bitcoin? All right, well, the 4-hour wants to push to the upside. You could say this is a bit of a big double bottom here, right? Strong support right here, which we haven't come to yet. And so far, we bounced a little higher than that. We did make a higher low on a macro 4-hour to the upside. We did have a falling wedge that did also break out of the falling wedge to the upside on the 4-hour. Okay, that, my friends, is a raggedy cup and handy. All right, not the best, but it is a bit of a raggedy cup and handy to the upside. It does have a measured move to the upside all the way here at 45,341. Another thing that I like to see and that I have seen in the past is the yellow line and the price become a magnet to each other. We could see this could save us at least for the day and get us above this resistance, which has been holding us back there and which we haven't been able to get even back to, which is $43,000. So it's been a very psychological numbers. The 42, 43, 44, we've been just moving up and down through the actual thousands. Positive vibes here every single day. Shout out to Dion Bagwell. Thank you for jumping on in, tapping in, sending love and vibration. What's the word, gang? Shout out to my man Stack McChange. Someone say big double bottoms. Apparently, that's definitely what Rodney likes. Admin, Stack in the house. Shout out to Rodney Robinson. The best double bottoms lead to a blow off top. They do, though, every time on the chart. Yeah, because they double bottom and they blow. This guy almost got me. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you. I knew before, but I played like I didn't know for your enjoyment. Everyone's like, no, he didn't. But maybe I did. I did, though. But it's, I shouldn't say that. I should just go with it when I do it. But I don't want people to think I'm that slow. But it's funnier to make it look like I am. And then, I don't know. Hey. Why did the strawberry You know, why was he sad about his mommy and daddy? Why was the strawberry sad about his parents? You know, because they were in a jam. How come the cookie went to the doctor? Because he was feeling crummy. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in. I also like the accents. I'm a Boston guy. I parked the car over there. Yeah, I parked the car. You know, I parked the car. The guy said to me two things. He said, get a bagel. I said, I got a bagel. He said, no, get a bagel. I said, what's a bagel? I said, I call it a bagel. He said, I never heard anyone say bagel in my life. I said, well, you heard me now. I said, I get bagels every day. I said, I put it in a bag. I get a bag of bagels. I said, where in your right mind does that A turn into an I-E-G-H? Because you're from New York? He said, hey, a bagel. The first time I went to New York and I said, let me get a bagel, everyone in the place was like, what did you just say? Did you hear what this guy just said? He said he wanted a fucking bagel. Like, it's a bagel, bro. Everyone has bagels in New York. What's wrong with you, kid? You don't know how to speak freaking New York? Get the hell out of here, paisano. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Two fishes in a tank. One said to the other, how do you drive this thing? Oh, come on, man. This is the worst. Ever been to Italy, bro? You would melt into the crowd real good, man. Shout out to Matteo Ricciardi. I did go to Italy. Beautiful place. I went to Venice. Only spent like a couple days there, but I went to Italy and Cortina. I spent some time in Cortina, Italy. Cortina, Italy, beautiful place to be. Cortina in Italy. Little town in the Alps. Little town up in the Alps there. See it? Right there? I spent some time right there in Cortina. Beautiful little town. I mean, tiny little streets, little bars, you know, beautiful. And you can just ski all around. Oh, my God. It was gorgeous. I spent some time in Austria, too, across the border here. I believe I went to a town right somewhere over here. And, yeah, Obertillach, right here. They have a beautiful mountain there where they cut every tree off around the whole entire mountain. You can surf. You can kind of go around the mountain. I've never actually done that. Unbelievable. That was a long time ago, 20 years ago, though. And then we went to Venice for the day. We took the bus to Venice for the day. And, yeah, so I just spent some time up here in Italy. Had the best tortellini I've ever had. To this day, I've never had food. I mean, the food was unbelievable. Like, I still remember and salivate over that tortellini. It was insane. So the 4 hour has some legs. If we forget about the minutia of the 1 hour and we just look at what we see here, the 4 hour has some legs to the upside and suggests that we can get a push up. 1 hour needs to bounce. We can't really have the 4 hour go any lower than 41,780. We need a bounce there if that's what's going to happen. 4 hour does have some legs to the upside. Thoughts on Velos? It's not on the radar. I think it should be. I mean, we've looked at Velos pad. Yeah, it's been on the radar a little bit, but we haven't zoomed in as much every single day. We'll start looking at it a lot more. Thank you for looking at that again. We'll look at the market cap. Yo, I need some bagels and cream cheese. Bagels, bro. Bagels and cream. Look at $50 super chat. Shout out to Zero Allegiance for the $50 super chat, man. Thank you so much for coming through. Throwing down $50 super chats, man. You're the man, dude. It's very nice of you. What confronts me when I'm mourn is that they are glory in the presence of our Father in heaven. She is now reunited with her son. Yeah, that's what I'm always thinking. Like, she's with her son now. Like, she doesn't have to go through any more pain. Like, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't have to go through any more pain. So we're looking at Bitcoin here. The 4 hour has a little more room, but it's not the best. And could also begin, it could also be rolling over as we speak. I highly think it is. I think it's more probable that it's rolling over than anything else right now. Okay? Oh, the 1 hour. Sorry, the 1 hour. Thank God. So the 1 hour wants to roll over right now, and it's highly likely it will. Levels to watch. We don't want to see the 1 hour break this area. So we're going to watch this to the downside. Possible little short coming if you want to jump on into a tiny little short out of this falling wedge to the upside. I'd be careful, though. Just play the 1 hour. Also, don't get in until the 15-minute. Yeah, right there. Possibly you got some more momentum. The perfect entry was right there in the short, and you don't get a lot out of this, so I'd be careful with it if you didn't enter it perfectly. But bit of a double bottom move on the short. Highly likely we get a move back to 178 here from 163 on the short. Bitcoin 3S on KuCoin. Bitcoin 3S on KuCoin. Shout out to Vegas Tech Guy. Much love to you and your family. My deepest sympathy. Do you have any other available times for a consultation this week or next than what's listed on the site? Yeah, my wife will find that for you. But I do. She'll open up one for you. Just email Crypto Lifers and she'll figure it out. She is busy right now. I'll look at it too tonight, and I'll look at the schedule. Just email me at CryptoLifers@gmail. Email my team, and one of us will figure it out for you, and we'll find a moment for you. I appreciate that. Also, if you want to pay in cryptocurrency, we greatly appreciate that. Email CryptoLifers@gmail. And but you can always pay with the link with PayPal as well. Okay. I think we should keep an eye on SPX. It seems to be impacting the price of Bitcoin for a few days. I've been in Rio too, Sam. In my shirt everywhere I go. Thanks, man. Wearing the Crypto Lifer shirt? You're the man, dude. I appreciate that. So, we're looking at a short on the 15-minute to the 1 hour on Bitcoin, but that's it. Just a short on the 1 hour. Don't push it. Push your luck. But it looks like there's a little short happening here for Bitcoin. If I had to push it, if I had to say, I would open a trade here and try to nab myself a quick 10%, 5%, something small. Small little move there for Bitcoin. And that's it. Little scalp for BTC. Okay. That is what I see happening. That's what I see going down. Okay. Possible short. And I don't like to short Bitcoin a lot. Lately, it's been the trend, though. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin on the short. Okay, sad to say. A little bit of shorty Bitcoin, right? Now, another overall idea here, too, is... And there's the dump right there starting, like perfectly to the right there where I would have opened the short. See, why is obvious, because you're high on the 1 hour dumpage, right? And the short starts to pump. Really, the short should be pumping right now. It's starting to break out on the 15. See that? That's a breakout, breaking trend line. Look at that. Clear breakout on the short. So that's where the money's going right now, into the short for Bitcoin. BTC 3S on KuCoin. So, again, that's where the money is right now. I'll find the money no matter what in the market. So,
real quick, Bitcoin up.
I'll find the money no matter what in the market. So, check it out. There it is, starting to move. And again, I would just ride this 1 hour. Again, the 15-minute too will slow down soon after this candle, but I would ride the 1 hour to the upside. That's it. That's what I do. I play the stochastics day in and day out. Okay. Super chats, Velos. Let's take a look at Velos. Bitcoin is like the Homer. I don't know what that means, but yay. And look at that short acting beautifully as planned. I'll teach you how to do this. How do I predict these things and then have them happen live on camera? How do I know it's going to happen so well? How do I have that much predictability in it? Because I've been doing it for a long time, and eventually you will have that comfortability. I will teach you that. It comes with time in the market. Simply. That's it. That's it. That's it. There's no magic ball. There's no fast ball. There's no easy way. Time in the market, my friends. Time in the market. Look at this beautiful honey. Very comforting. Very comforting. Wow. I didn't think it would be that comforting, but it really is. Like, feel like no reason. You know what? There's no reason to cry. Crying is selfish, said my wife, because she is free of all the pain her body was in. The more water we drink, the better we feel, each and every one of us, I'm telling you. Let's drink that water. Let's keep it moving. The spirit of life is within us all. You can shed tears and not be sad. You can go through emotions and not let it take every bit of you. And you can move forward at the speed of light. Let's talk about my man Crypto Love right here. Crypto Love, which I look at that. Eyes of determination. Love this guy. He's the best, man. He gave me so much. Love this man. I love this man with all my heart. But look, he looked at Bitcoin, which is better. Bitcoin versus Ethereum. Ethereum is probably better than Bitcoin. Ethereum versus Cardano. Cardano's better than Ethereum. Cardano versus Solana. Solana's better than Cardano. Right? Solana versus Avalanche. Avalanche is probably better than Solana. And then Phantom versus Avalanche. Phantom is the best of all. And look, he rates Phantom 1, Cardano, and Phantom. Cardano has one thing Phantom doesn't have. But Cardano has every one of them beat. I'm telling you, Phantom, man. I didn't watch the video. One of my subscribers did. But I can't wait to see it. I would check this video out. Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Cardano. Dude, I love this dude. He puts out amazing content. I'm sure there's gems in there. You definitely can't miss this video. So check it on out and jump on in. All right. And he's promoting our baby, Phantom. So you can't beat that. Shout out to the Crypto Love, man. Appreciate Crypto Love for everything he does for the channel and for each and every one of us. Let's take a look at VELOS when I finish with Bitcoin here. So Bitcoin, I see a short coming on the 1 hour to the downside. 4 hour might have a little more room then, and we'll see where we can go. If we can stay on a higher high, great. If we don't, so we want to basically what you want to see is Bitcoin not break this level. Let me not make it so messy like I do every day. But we were just projecting the downside, you know, and the rejection of that resistance. So right here, we don't want to see Bitcoin break this resistance right there at 41,700. It's kind of a crucial area. If it breaks it, it's coming for a triple bottom. If it hits that, that's the third time it hits it, more likely to break. And we're coming back down to 40K. 40K 700, which is another bottom of these. And now we're looking at it. And we haven't hit that bottom since January 10th. So it's been a week since we even, if we revisit that area again, it suggests we're in a bigger falling wedge like this. See? And there's more downside. And this could be the case. And what if that's a bear flag? Okay, I'm just giving you the worst case scenario here, so you're ready. And the sad thing is, I don't get here till I'm here. You know, when I was up here, I couldn't give you this. I just go shape by shape, and each time we're going to get a shape that's going to give us a measured move, and then we have to respect it because that's how we trade to the upside. Okay, so it's how we have to trade to the downside. But I'm going to bring this scary measured move here. Of course, right? It's 333. Look at that. To the dot, too. How creepy is that? Oh, my God. 333. 333,000. It would be pretty fitting, wouldn't it? It would be pretty strange and pretty fitting if that ends up being the call. Ooh, look, I touch it perfectly at 3333. That's insane. That's insane. Because it's hard to hit a perfect number. Like, look, I'm going to try to hit like 36 on this dot. You know, look, it's impossible. How did I hit 333 right there? Like, I'll do it again. Like, look, I'll prove it to you. I'll do it 5 times. Let me try to hit 33 like another time. You hit the 360. Not bad. I mean, I already have the line there. There, I hit it perfect. See, the line actually nails it. But there, 333, that's so creepy because it comes up in my life all the time. Breakfast burritos for the win. So we could be doing this, and we could make a downward move. Okay. The daily is not in our favor. All right. Look at that. Daily's not in our favor. In bigger time frames are overbought. Like the 3-day. I mean, oversold like the 3-day. But they could even go down a little more and bring down more downside before they eventually fulfill. Also, I've been talking about this idea that the price always comes back to the 200-day. And we've even seen altcoins do that. And it's getting really close. And it looks like we may have to get it. Maybe that's the savior too. Maybe we don't go all the way. But so I'm showing you the most bearish possibilities here, just so you're ready. Just so we're not like moon boys dancing to the moon all day, and we don't look in our rearview mirror, we don't look behind us. We're not ready for the what ifs, because there's gonna be things that you can't account for. And TA gives you that ability to see the future. It gives you the ability to give you the chess moves ahead of time. Without TA, you can't, and that's what TA, see, wow, so there it is. There's the epiphany there. If you've never played chess before and you play chess with someone that's played chess a lot, what are the odds you're going to beat that person? And how much are you going to understand, right? But if you play enough chess, eventually you get the gist. Same thing as trading. Like, a lot of people want the skill of trading without the time of trading. It's just like chess. Trading and chess are very similar in many regards. You can't get the skill without the time. That's just flat out. You got to put in the time to get the skill. You're never going to get freebies in trading. Every once in a while, you're going to get a kickback. It's going to happen, but for the most part, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. So, shout out to everyone here on the live. So, the most bullish scenario I showed you is that we could break on out. But again, I'm bearish until we get above this wick and we get a candle close above these candle closings. So this area here is like we must break through. So we must make a higher high above this resistance. We must make a higher high above this resistance. These two resistance points. But it's just crucial. And I actually put this right here. Yeah. And just hide this. We don't make a higher high above this resistance. The 4 hour is going to get overbought. And the daily is going to come down on us. And we're going to see a nice dump. What we want, though, is, then the narrative will be more like this. See? And it might actually be more like this. See? And we could continue this sideways behavior for the next couple months. All right? That would be a good thing. All right? So, we're going to get through this period, and we're going to end up with more Bitcoin than we ever thought possible, and we're going to grind through, but it's going to take its toll on a lot of the people that are in this market, and they're going to get grinded out. They're going to get grinded out. The question about you is, are you going to get grinded out? Or are you going to be a lifer? Are you going to stick it out? Are you going to make it through? Are you going to be with me a year from now talking about the gains? Or are you going to be crying about the bags that you panic sold? Who do you want to be? There's two different types of people. There's the lifers and there's the people who panic sold. There's two types of people in this game. I'd love your thoughts on Crow. Kyle Haworth. I mean, Crow's amazing. Let's break it down. Has a payment network. The hack last week was no good. Really sad about the hack. The fact that they couldn't keep their security tight, sad business. Worries me a little bit about their process. Worries me a little bit about everything because I thought they were golden and there wasn't a problem there. So I'm a little worried about that. 15-minute getting oversold here could be a crucial bounce period here for Bitcoin. All right? Could be a crucial bounce period here for Bitcoin. That was a nice short, though, right there, huh? Tiny little short would have rendered a couple percent. So I love Crow. Crow is hot. Like, it's a great project. It's moving. Look, they named a stadium after themselves. That's why when they got hacked, I got upset because I'm like, you guys can't be the forefront of crypto, do such great things, and then be publicly hacked. So everyone's like, oh, yeah, there's crypto again, a bunch of garbage. Like, you got to show that crypto's strong and secure, like every time, all the time. And it's sad when we kind of fall to that and we don't get to show that. So, yeah, I wish that they had been better about handling their security, because it's sad, all that set aside, all right, so let's push that aside as that happened, because it happened, right? It happened. They seem to be handling it well. They're a great project. Nothing has changed. They're 43 cents a coin. They were 5 cents. Still holding a 9x. Okay, they're multi-chain. You can get them on Solana, Cosmos, and Ethereum. That's a multi-chain coin already. That's giving it, to me, a thumbs up. I'm always looking for a coin now that has more than one address here. When it doesn't have more than one address, I'm kind of like, you're not really the forefront. You can't be. How could you be? You need to be multi-chain. So it's got that going for it. You can get it on KuCoin, which has changed the game. Gate.io and FTX and Coinbase. Like, it's really in all the places you need it. As Binance has been shied away by U.S. customers. But so you can see that's a move. We'll take a look. So, like, you can see I like it. I love it. $10.9 billion market cap. I mean, this thing can grow. It's got a stadium named after it. Like, that's a big deal. All right. FTX token, the only other coin really that's got a stadium, FTT, right? And that's got sitting at a $6.4 billion market cap. And they're around the same price. 43, 44 bucks, right? Or 40 cents, sorry. This is 46. That's when they're not the same price, but they're around the same metric number. But point is, this is a BEP2 address, which I've never really seen that much. That's interesting. A BEP2 address only, but a Solana address as well. Both multi-chain doing their thing. They're somewhat comparable because they're both exchange tokens, but both probably will eventually have their own credit card and all that, and both have stadiums named after them, right? Crow's a little different with its own kind of hosting. It's an app. It's also a DeFi protocol service. So there's a lot going on with Crow, and it's been around a long time, and it's getting pushed by a lot of people, and there's a lot of affiliate networking, and it's got a great base. So Crow's huge, and Crow's going to be big. Let's see if we can get a little bounce here on the 15-minute out of this falling wedge to the upside. That's what we're looking for here. Okay. 1 hour could double top up here, and there could be more momentum. Let's hope this is a bit of a shoulder, a head and a shoulder, and we could break on out. This is possible. You always have to believe you have to be open-minded to any possibilities. You have to be open-minded that this could break out or that it could be rejected by there. And we're waiting for support and resistance to break or hold while we watch the oscillation. Pretty simple what I do if you pick up what I'm putting down. Starts to make a lot more sense too. Shout out to everyone that came into the beginner's course yesterday. Amazing course. Really, really had a good time teaching. Went way overboard. 3 hours. We ended at 5 and went all the way to 6. A lot of questions getting answered. A lot of good vibes. I felt everyone else's questions were helping each other, so I didn't want to stop the questioning. I thought that was a good process. I was getting a lot out of it. Again, in this COVID times, right, and moving away, I don't get to be in a large group of people. So for me, it was fun to be around 7 people at once, even if it was in a Zoom. And most people put their cameras on. We were talking. It was like a little mini vibe show. So that happened. So sign up for a course. Jump on in. You never know what's going to happen when you jump into a course with the lifer. And we had a blast. Doing a beginner's course every single Tuesday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you ever need help with cryptocurrency, jump on in there. Don't mean to plug myself too much. Just if you need some help. If you're watching my show and you're getting some things, but not everything is making sense, jump onto the beginner's course. $100. Invest in yourself $100. You don't have to be, there's no commitment to the Patreon. There's no $1,000 here. You don't have to do any. It's $100. Then if you like what's going on, you can jump into Patreon and you can keep watching every day. It's whatever makes you happy. I give people a lot of options. Join the Patreon if you feel you really want to get close and you want to jump on in. Watch the live stream every day if you're just getting started. Take one of the courses if you want to get to the next level and keep it moving. So it's all there for you. Whatever you need, I provide it to help you get where you're going. Okay, so 41,900 for Bitcoin, and I do see it falling to the downside on this 1 hour. Okay, that's the most highest probability. Doesn't mean we can't see a little pop out of the 15-minute, but the highest probability of this 1 hour does roll down on us, and we had an idea for a short too as well. COCOS moving nicely to the upside. 15-minute wants to break out here. Look at this. Bit of a falling wedge flag. That's what we call a flag, and it's showing signs of life here for COCOS. Strong coin. We went over to on the weekly screen share for the last few weeks. We've been talking about COCOS. Let's take a look at the VELOS network. VELOS with VPAD and all that. Now, you said Velos. Hold on one second. Yeah, Velos. Thank you so much, Zero Allegiance. 66K on fees on ADA, 400 million in ETH fees with the same volume. Actually, ADA had more volume. Yeah, ADA had more volume, and the fees were less than. See? Shout out to the Crypto Lifer and your beautiful family. Many blessings and hearing love sent your way today. Thank you so much. And healing love sent your way today. Thank you so much, Wigwag. Appreciate you, man. Robert Cox, thank you so much, Sam. Shout out to Robert Cox, man. I appreciate you, brother. I know you've been through a lot too, my brother. Appreciate you, man. ETH needs to do better. It wants to survive in the future. It really does, man. I'm honest. Like, I'm not using it. Like, I can't use it. It's like a car that doesn't get me to the store. Like, I'm gonna go get in the car that I turn on and gets me to the store. Like, it's no offense to that other car. It didn't get me where I needed to go. Like, I love ETH, but if you don't get me where I need to go, then you don't get me where I need to go. It is what it is. Could you see Super Farm been low for a long time? Taking the beginner's course was the best decision I've made besides joining the Patreon. Shout out to Brian Shrimp, man. Thank you for saying that. It's a good idea. ETH needs to do better if it wants to survive in the future. It really does, man. It really does. So is Velos Velo? Because I'm putting a Velos with an S here and I'm getting nothing. So are we talking about Velo? Is Velo Velos? I don't think it is. We'll see here. The next generation financial protocol for businesses. VELO is a blockchain-based financial protocol enabling digital credit issuance and borderless asset transfer for businesses using a smart contract system. VELO ecosystem, cross-border lending, digital credits, payments, loyalty programs, issuing and using digital credits. Wow, they got a big community, big WeChat. Wow, WeChat. That means a lot of people in Asia. Jeb McCaleb is an advisor, an American programmer. He's part of XRP. He's the guy that likes to dump his XRP on everybody. The old Jeb dump. If you know what the Jeb dump is, put a 2 in the, put like a peace sign or a 2 in the comment section. If you know what a Jeb dump is and it makes you laugh. Shout out to all the Jeb dumps me and Crypto Muser have been through in our life. Now wrapped up on XRP and ETH. Some tied buying $100 worth XRP and end up with $22 after all the fees. Not sustainable. Yeah, trying to get wrapped XRP on the Ethereum network. Velos, Rodney Robinson. Yeah, the Velos pad. Velos, that's what it is. It's not Velos, it's Velos. Yeah. Velos is VLX. We like Velos. New, moving, fast chain. Really fast chain. As you can see, the coin itself is multi-chain with a Binance Smart Chain address and a Velos contract address with its own chain. The chain is fast. The chain is furious. The chain is moving. 32 cents for Velos. And look, it's up 1% today, holding its own. Not too shabby. Velos. Quick, fast, cool website. We have the fast EVM chain to compete with Ethereum 2.0. The fork of Solana embedded EVM integration. Mainnet launched in 2019. So it's a Solana fork. Buy VLX. Build on Velos. Velos blockchain. Fastest EVM. Ethereum Byzantine proof fault. Right? Byzantine proof fault tolerance. Hybrid chain. Say that 5 times fast. We provide a scalable solution for dApps with up to 75,000 transaction per second. Still don't beat Phantom. Based on Solana, the fastest hybrid chain inherited best Solana and applied to EVM world. Low cost staking. So we do like Velos. I didn't realize it was a Solana fork. I should have known that, but it's good to know. I'm not a huge fan of Solana, as some people say it's not as decentralized. Why? Because they say it costs so much to run a node that only big boys run a node, and then all the nodes are run by guys with tons of money, and then you have a centralized blockchain that you can get turned on and off of very easily. And people say that's why people like big companies and big business like Solana, because they can nestle on into control. And there's the bounce on the 50-minute that I just suggested would occur, and it is occurring as suggested. 7-minute will make this look a little cooler if we kind of show you how it may be trying to break out of a falling wedge here. See that? We could have bottomed out. We could see more pain. Anything is possible, but I just want to get you ready for the idea and for the measured moves that are looming if Bitcoin can't dig itself out of the hole, okay? Wow, Rodney Robinson is a big Velos guy. Rodney loves his Velos, man. Velos. VLX, baby. Try Velos, boss, my bad. Now, you're right. It's Velos, man. You're the man, dude. You knew it. You knew it was up. Never doubt yourself, Rodney. So check it out. PooCoin. Let's take a look at the PooCoin here for Velos Network. And I really wish we didn't have to say that word on the stream every day. Cryptocurrency. Live stream. And we're going over these fun little coins. Now, without saying it, we can say it, right? But clearly, that's a cup and handle. I mean, I said it, and I did say it. Not like I didn't say it, but that's a cup and handy. I bet the first time I do that, someone just like spits out their coffee, like, what did he just say? They're like, what the? So, I like what I see here at 31 cents for Velos. It has a beautiful bottom here with heavy resistance. Came down to meet that resistance and bounce. So we've seen the support. Made a beautiful move to the upside. Got rejected by 56. 59, 59, almost 60. Lost its value on a dump. We'll pull a Fibonacci there. And you can see now we're somewhere in between. We're in this. I mean, that's the 0.65 right there. And there's the 0.618. That's the golden pocket. And we're kind of hovering inside the golden pocket with a bit of a double bottom. Precariously in a bit of a sweet spot. This is a new chain with a lot of new stuff coming out of it. The Velos pad went crazy, 100x'd. A lot of new stuff coming out of there with an IDO. If you stake Velos, I believe there's more coming. Definitely something you want to grab on the low. The ecosystem is growing. And not as many people know about it as they should. But enough do to make it robust and starting to form a bit of a buzz here. So, yeah. Can it get to Phantom's heights? The market cap isn't even $1 billion. I mean, for something this robust, right? And so it can easily make some waves. It can get big. It's multi-chain. It's got what it needs. Good site, good action, good team. And it's a Solana stake. And look, you could even get it here on KuCoin as I'm sitting there over there charting it off. And look at this, man. COCOS wants to move on the 15-minute to the upside. Just 15-minute swings, though. Don't be greedy. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing that I say and do on this channel should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any trade, project, or coin. Okay? I explain what I do. It's basically a reality show of my life. I let you in on a little bit of what I do and how I move what I do. You know, how I move and how I do what I do's. Shout out to Rodney Robinson for being here and part of the live. Rodney, we love you. You're one of the greatest human beings on earth, man. And shout out to everyone that reached out to me. A lot of lifers reached out to me yesterday, last night, and before. I got a lot of DMs of people telling me to keep your head up. I got passages from the Bible. People who tell me, hey, you have nothing to worry about. With us on your side, God is with you. And shout out to the lifers. You made me feel strong. Checked all last night and couldn't find it. Just showed up with the search after you said that. Just subscribe. Hit me on telly for other ways. I'd be willing to help you out. Shout out to Dustin Cava, my man. Thank you, Dustin. You're the man, dude. We love you, Dustin. Appreciate you. Shout out to Danny Setters. Been with me since day one. We love you, Danny. Thank you for coming on in, Danny. I appreciate you. Danny Setters. I mean, how could you not like a name like Danny Setters, man? Sets it off every single time. Setting you there, setting giant moon and begin views of my Shasta, Mount Lime Sacred Volcanoes, watching Crypto Lifer. It's a good day. Shout out to Faha Fohi, man. Appreciate you, man. Lifers rock, man. Lifers are good people. Lifers are good people. They'll hold you down in times of need. We formed a strong community of people that are here every single day ready to blast off to the ends of time. And there's Velos on KuCoin. Let's take a look at it here too as well. And there's that same area. I mean, we had a way more. And it's funny. I mean, that's the same price action. See? We just had more here on. You can see the whole thing here. KuCoin, you can see just the day it came out. It's good to know, though, that this is that available. Definitely something to DCA on the low. So when I put a value, when I put a thing up there, you know, strong coins to buy on a dip, you might want to write this one down because it has an ecosystem. It's not just a coin. It's got a lot happening inside and out of it. It's got a lot happening around its base. It's got a lot going down. All right, so this is something you want to watch out for. This is something you definitely want to have on your radar, okay? Hey, Sam, what do you think of METAFLUENCE? It's a good name. I'll tell you that right there. That's a great name. Let's take a look at METAFLUENCE. It's a great name. METAFLUENCE.com. I mean, how could they? They did it, huh? They did it. Influence to earn, the metaverse for influencers. Okay, let's see what they're saying here. Let's see what they're breaking down. Might as well just go to the source, right? This is sick. Because this is the first time you really get an idea of what it's going to be like. Great video, great idea here. They're just putting it all together. What I like about this is it's simple. You can get what they want to do, you can see what they're trying to say, and you can figure out exactly what they're going to do. It looks hot. If they make it look that fun and interesting inside with even more of a graphical piece, I mean, more deep diving, you know, we take influencer marketing to the next level. We are creating the first metapreneurs. We're on a mission to convert social media influencers into metaverse entrepreneurs through our influence to earn platform by enhancing their relationship with audience and brands. Our solutions for influencers automatically address advertiser and audience challenges, enabling brands to originally grow and thrive in Web 3.0. The MetaFluence ecosystem, meta hunts, meta clans, meta rooms in events. I believe there's big things coming to people who are influencing right now. People, you know, similar to me. So sorry to blast that. The actual graphics are bad. They are, huh? That's sad to say. The first influencer platform in the metaverse. Meta Hunt. Influencers can create, sell digital art. I like what's going on here. If they can accomplish it and make it look amazing. Doc's team, I can see the people, hit the names. Okay. Looks like a Russian team or somewhat. Blockchain investor and fund manager. And look, they got some big money coming from, looks like Saudi. Some big Saudi money right there. So he came through and just was like, blah. They got some big money back and behind them. That's a good thing. Soul chicks in the game, which I like. Okay. METAFLUENCE. Interesting. All right. METAFLUENCE. The name works. If they can accomplish what they're trying to do, it could work. METAFLUENCE. They're not coming up yet here, right? There they are. No market data yet. Very, very new. Let's look at the Binance Smart Chain address. See, how do you get coins that nobody knows about? You learn with the Crypto Lifer, right? And there it is. You can't. I don't even think it's out yet, so you can't even grab this yet. Interesting. Is there going? And then how do you figure out how to get it? Well, you go to their website, Go to their Telegram, join the Telegram, right? Wow, 59,000 members in the Telegram. That's crazy. You join the Telegram, you go up to the pinned message here, and there's an IDO launch on Bluezilla, right? So there you have it. Mark your calendars. Long-awaited IDO is finally here. Bluezilla. BSC pad 300K. So it's going to be on BSC pad. IDO launch January 24th. Initial market cap 322,000. I think this thing could do some big numbers. You may want to try to jump into that IDO. It's definitely on my radar. I think it could do some numbers on speculation alone. Like most of these things, 100x on pure speculation. So definitely something to look at. Definitely something to watch. Okay. METAFLUENCE. I mean, the name alone could pump it. I'm telling you right now, it's got a good vibe. The site alone's good enough. I'm telling you, they don't have to do anything they say they're going to do to make it in the, you know, just if that's the case, you get in, get out. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. That's how I would play these. I wouldn't be long-term, oh, this is going to be amazing. I would get in and get out. I would pimp this coin and treat it like a quick one, bang, bang, bang. See if I can get a 5 to 10x out of it. Happy if I got any more and move on. But that's something I definitely would look at. I think, thank you for putting that on the radar. Definitely want to look at METAFLUENCE. We don't want to forget about it. Cool thing you can do. Check it out. At the end of every week, you're bewildered. You don't know what happened, right? You're not sure what to do. Check this out. Check this out. I know I got it. I got it for you. It's the end of the week. You're overwhelmed. You're not sure what to do. 286 people watching on the live. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. If we can get to 300 people watching, guys, you would make my day. This teary-eyed man who watched his wife lose her mother last night, basically, because she was raised by her grandmother. She spent every day with her. It's even more of a connection. So, you know, so if you watch the beginning of the live stream, I was breaking down. If we get to 300 people watching, that would just, you guys would change my life. Change the way I feel about it. I mean, I already feel amazing, but that would just be like, wow. Let's see how strong my community is. Can we hit the like so much that we get to 300 people watching? We have 286, just 14 more people we can get on that algorithm. Get us to 300 people watching, and we can move at the speed of light. But what I want to show you is you're overwhelmed. It's a long week. You're not sure what to do, right? Check it out. So many coins coming up. You're not sure what your plans are. Go here. Look at my timestamps and be like, okay, he talked about Syscoin. That one's been strong going up. Let me be, you know, oh, VR is a new one on KuCoin. Let me write that down. You know, Phantom, he loves that. Phantom. He talks about a Hero 3S is a brand new coin on KuCoin. Is another new one. Radium is a DEX for Solana. If Solana starts to pick up, Radium could be big. And then you write those down. Zelda Inu was a small coin, and like you could even make sections like high risk Poo coin, you know, strong follower coin of ecosystem like Solana, Radium, right? And then you could even write like new coins on KuCoin, new KuCoin gems for, you know, for fast pumps, and like boom. And so right here it's all organized for you. Like I forgot the other day, I was all out of whack. I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I was like, why don't I just go to my own timestamps? And I could do this every day, each week, and they're all there every day. And then I could really see what's going down in such an easy, quick, organized manner. So come here again and help me out, because you might watch it during the live. Come back and just click on one of these. Give me more views. That gives me a view. So come back, watch one of these for a view. Let's get to 5,000 views a video. Tell your friends that they can get a Bitcoin update by just coming here and clicking Bitcoin update, and tell them it's the best Bitcoin update they'll ever get. Tell them, hey, you got to go to this guy's channel and hit the BTC update every day. You're going to find out so much more information. So you might want to find out about the other little coins that he's talking about as well. So I just want to put that out there. That's a very helpful thing, okay? Can change the way you use YouTube and the market and really help you stay on point, right? Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I think I left myself playing somewhere. Let me make, yep. Kind of cool hearing that in the background, I guess, but not really. Why do I look like a cartoon character there? I'm so faded. Like, I shaved and I lost my face, you know? Where's the dynamic? Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for coming on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and being a part of the live stream. I greatly appreciate it. So, moving forward, I see Bitcoin rolling over, and it continues to roll over. 15 minutes going to give us some sideways action. Hopefully, you know, it did pause at resistance here at 41,750. My line in the sand, which I said we could not break. Remember when I said that? And look, we did bounce off it so far, but it's not giving me a lot of faith that we're not going to break that today. Highly likely we're going to go to the downside, in my humble opinion. Shout out to Love Learning for being such a dedicated, lovely person. Love Learning, I love you with all my heart. I just want to let you know you're one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And if I could give you a hug every single morning, it would be the biggest, strongest hug, like God had his hands wrapped around you and all would be well. I know you two are struggling through so much and going through so much in your life, and I just want to let you know you will be rewarded for everything you did for your family and what you're doing. And I just want you to let you know, thank you so much for everything you give to my group, because without your love and your high frequency, so many people feel really loved and they feel together, and you really give them that feeling. You know how many people have messaged me like, they'll be new to the, and they'll be like, who's this Love Learning person? They're just really helped me out the other day. Or they're really like numerous people to the point where I could shed tears right now. So Love Learning from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of us. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you so much for everything you've done for each and every one of us and for being here every single day on the live. Unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. You know, when you lose someone, you give thanks for what you do have and you realize what you do have. And today's one of those days for me where I'm just going to put life in perspective and realize what I do have. What I do have. And just be so thankful. Just be so thankful, you know. Thankful that I have a YouTube channel. Thankful that I get to go live every day. Thankful that people super chatted me today and actually supported me. We had 281 people watching. We didn't get to 300 when I asked. We actually went down, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's funny. But yeah. Rose BTC. I've been watching it closely, right? The daily needs to come back down, but when it resets, I'm watching this thing. Going to come to that 21-day moving average, and then it's probably highly likely going to do some damage. So Rose BTC on the radar, okay? Let's look at GSX. What is GSX doing? Sitting at $2, tight. The tightness has not stopped. The daily is very oversold. This is, I believe, one of the first coins that's going to move when it's time to move. This will be the first coin that does make a move. GXS, and it's on my radar. I've been watching it so close for so long, and I just want to put that out there. Watching it very, very closely. It does need to come down on the 1 hour. Not everything's looking too sweet. Bitcoin will control the market, but this is the tightest coin that I could find recently that's, you know, doing pretty good against BTC is GSX. Victoria VR, right? VR is holding a level there. Tightness. We can even bring this down a little bit. We could kind of close that off. Could be somewhat of a descending triangle, but it's, nah, I mean, I believe that's still a bull pennant. That's tight. And that's getting tight. All right. Daily doesn't have a lot of data, but 4 hour wants to flip for you, and it's pushing to the upside. So I'm watching this closely. Also, the RSI is in that falling wedge that we could definitely see break to the upside. So we're watching this very, very closely as well. Okay. And that is VR. Okay. Which is virtual, you know, reality VR. I mean, it's got a great website, great team. They just did a deal with Dell. No, serious. They just did a deal with Dell. Like, you think I was lying, right? It sounds like something out of a fantasy. This is happening now. Metaverse coins dealing with big coins, Fortune 500 companies making a move making splashes into the metaverse. Looks like Walmart's going to be in the metaverse. Everyone realizes they can build a virtual store. Everyone's going to be in these virtual places, and they're going to be able to sell them their nonsense. You know, oh, you'll come to Walmart. Why come to the store when you can just walk around with a VR headset and look at the store, look at all the objects, pick them up, throw them around. If VR gets so close to real life, you can see everything about the product, right? Except for touching it. There will still people that want to touch the product, I'm sure, I hope. But again, there'll be a lot of people that don't care. So we'll just wait. It's more gas and we'll ship more stuff. And Amazon, you know, Amazon will have a virtual store. Don't think they won't enter the metaverse. Everyone will be forced to enter the metaverse. Being in the metaverse will be just like making a website. Back in the day, people had to make a website. And turning people's regular shops into metaverse shops will be a great business. So if you want to learn a new business, learn how to turn someone's regular shop into a metaverse 3-dimensional shop. Like right now, I'm gonna do it to my business. I'm gonna metaverse it. That's definitely something on the radar. TCT looking nice here. I could see TCT breaking up all the way to 11 from 2.6. That's on the radar, getting tight. So watch TCT. It's been a mover, small coin gem that's been kind of moving up above the ranks. Also getting pushed by none other than Token Metrics. They talk about it a lot. So you just want to put that on your radar. All right. TCT. Shout out to everyone here. Let's jump on into the chat. What are y'all saying? What are y'all saying in the chat? Not financial advice, only charts. Microsoft bought Blizzard to make Metaverse. So bullish. That is very bullish. Metashop is a good name. We can't see you, Sam. Turn on your camera. Okay. Maybe that's why people left when they couldn't see me. Max Payne, this is crypto. Oh, wow. Didn't know the RSI was in a falling wedge. Didn't realize you could do that. Yes, you can. I teach that in the beginner's course. Let's take a look at Kava. That's a good idea. Let's talk about Kava. Tough times ahead for crypto. There could be. There could be. RVN on the daily chart. It has its first halving. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about Raven having its first halving. It's funny you mentioned that because it did kind of ring my bell too. And I was like, I should take a look at what Raven's going to be doing. It's very tight. It's very tight. Raven go up 200% gains there. Look at that. Even more if we pull this down. 361% gains. So Raven also showing signs of strength. Very oversold in the daily time frame. Raven. Again, high risk, high reward. Any coin you got to watch. But Raven just had its last halving. Definitely something to talk about. Thank you for throwing that out there on the super chat. I appreciate that because some of this stuff lives in my mind, but you guys jar it out, especially on a day like today. I believe the halving was about 2 weeks ago. I could be wrong, though. Okay. Now, yeah, so Ravencoin, just have that sitting and waiting. And it looks nice. It's getting tight. We talked about two places it could probably come down to. It's either going to break out and do the retest or come back down to my zone. It came right back down to the zone right there. Something to think about for Ravencoin. Higher lows making a tight move here for Raven. And bang, bang, bang. Another subscriber. Thank you so much for coming on in and becoming a crypto lifer. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Adam back to 36, but again, on the daily time frame, yes, it may have gotten ugly. It may have done a bit of this and that. I almost want to omit that because it's just messy. I feel like it's making a pennant that had a fake breakout and break back down. And Adam's getting ready for more. The daily wants the bump. There's a cup and handle there. You could even see on the bigger time frame. We could make this a bit of an ascending triangle here. That's kind of holding weight. It could break. We're watching it closely for Adam. Adam is on the radar, right? Like it's something that I'm watching closely every other day. So, Adam, baby. Adam. That's a fast little playlist there. Let's see what else we got. YouTube vacation vlog. Well, those are those old, but yeah. Nah, I can't stand those. I can't stand those. Dream pop. It's kind of cool. I could roll with that, you know. Especially on a day when like someone died in my family, you know. Kind of an etherealness, a breakout of sorts. Time does heal all wounds, though. Time does heal all wounds, right? Sounds of Ibiza. That's kind of the jam, right? And like laid back. So anyway, Ethereum Classic, all right, which a lot of people like to pump, and I've seen it do numbers too. Funny, it's forming a wedge here too, tight. I wouldn't put it up where we just looked at the last few coins. I'm looking at the strongest coins in the game. XDC has been very strong, and it came. Why? Because it dumped before everything else was dumping, so then it's like already kind of came to its lows. I've seen this before. Every once in a while, there's a coin kind of ahead of the other coins, and XDC has that je ne sais so far. See, look, it's coming down, but it's making a third higher low here, right? And it's very oversold in the daily time frame. A bit of a shoulder head and a shoulder forming too, and I can see this getting busy. XTZ on the radar, okay? So I just want to put that out there. XTZ. I don't hold any. They didn't pay me to say any of this. I'm just looking at whatever the kind of I'm sniffing. Whatever I'm sniffing out, whatever's looking crispy, I'm talking about it. All right, let's talk about Phantom struggling here at 287, coming down on the daily time frame. It is in a bit of a rising wedge. Could this thing fall back to the downside and get all the way to 214, 216? Yes, it could. Very well. May. Phantom on the daily, right? 4 hour as well actually wants to push. Can it bounce off bottom trend? 4 hours suggests that it does want to. We'll see. Will it follow Bitcoin though? In my mind, everything's kind of in these mini zones. Let me take away. I have two here, which can be confusing. Two trend lines, which are needed. But there's a bit of a descending triangle bear flag forming here, right? And we could see that break to the downside. I would not want to, but again, if Bitcoin decides to get crazy on us, we will see this type of dump. 1 hour does suggest that we need to go to the downside. Now, it's bullish if the 1 hour dumps and we go sideways. And so that's what we're hoping for. And all eyes on that area at 286 for Phantom. But again, looks like there's a little more downside for Phantom on the daily time frame. The 3-day 2 is very overbought. Remember that. And that's one of my favorite time frames to ride up. And look, it started here at $1.31 and the ride ended at $3.31. I mean, it's a pretty sweet ride for the 3-day chart. So I'm just putting that out there as well. Every time the 3 days been high, right there, big pullback. Right there, pullback. You know, not huge, but somewhere there or there, usually somewhat of a pullback for Phantom. So just something I got to put out there for Phantom. Maybe a good time to take a nibble on some profits for Phantom. All right. Based on those ideas. Okay. Also, there's a bit of bullish divergence there, kind of a double top forming too. Just something to think about. You know, the weekly looks good. Weekly still suggests, but you could roll down here on the weekly too. All right. I'm bullish overall for Phantom, but the market could, you know, market showing some signs of a pullback here, and I'm showing you so you understand. So you're not just like, oh, this guy was a great mentor. All he did was tell me we were going up every day, and then when it didn't go up, he said, well, that's just trading. That's not how it works. There's too many channels doing stuff like that. Or they're doing it the other way. They're shorting all day long, and then when it goes down, I told you we were going to go down. I told you. You know, it's like, well, yeah, you said it every day for a month. Eventually, you were going to be right. Like, it was only a matter of time, you know. So MATIC was in this beautiful bull pennant and look, broke to the downside. Only happens 32% of the time, but it happened there. Dumpage. Kind of sad. Back to the $2 region. MATIC breaks $2. Everybody knows. I mean, it's kind of like it's below $2 again. Then it's like that fighting region where MATIC just has to battle $2. Definitely something I'm watching too as well for MATIC. Okay. THETA holding 430, and with its, you know, a lot more products coming out, more people knowing about THETA, it's so undervalued at this point. Like, it's insane. So undervalued. Yeah, we got a little bit out of THETA, but whatever's. But again, it's so undervalued. It's getting tighter and tighter. THETA is definitely a coin I'll be watching on this dip to the lows. Let's take a look at what Hero did. Probably struggling because it's a new coin. Yeah, all the way back to 4. That's why you have to take profits. Imagine if you didn't take profits in this and you thought you could hold this long term. We got in around like what, 8, 9, pumped it up to, it did pump up to like what, 15. I got out at like 12. I didn't even ride that. I rode this smaller pump here, right there at the end of this wedge, and then it fell to the downside and formed a bigger wedge. Where's the bottom for this? You never know. It's so new. You are looking at this as a giant cup and handle, but you're looking at support regions for some support. And you really have to go here and look at it closely and then add them in on your own, and then you can see as it like fits into the right side. That's what I like about support and resistance. Don't look at where you're at. Look where you're finding it. Add them, and then you'll see how they interact with your at. And it's crazy. You'll do this, especially on Bitcoin. Do this. This is a great thing. Do this on Bitcoin. But pick an area like 2 years ago and just zoom in and do it. And then zoom out, and you'll see how the other areas played with it. And that will really teach you a lot about support and resistance. Again, someone like, what did you just say? Go to Bitcoin, right? Go 2 years ago. Like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, 1 hour preferably. Find a random area and make support and resistance. Zoom out then, the 4 hour, and like scroll back a year later, and you're going to see how some of those lines you made will interact a year later, and you'll see how price actually interacts with that support and resistance. So this is what we're seeing right now. We are bouncing. So we bounced off that previous support region that I made now, and that makes sense. We tweezer bottom too, could see a move up, but we need to get back up to the upside. So, and now you have these regions to look at. There's your resistance, and there's your resistance. Okay. Hero. Hey, it was a quick play. In and out. I'm in and out when the market's not good. When the market doesn't show a trend, in and out, everybody. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Don't get greedy. All right. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's what I do personally. When the market's not looking right, 10%, 20% out. If I'm lucky, 15% I'm out. 10%, 8%, 4%. Scalp this, scalp that. A little bit of a long here, a little bit of a short here. Grab some liquidity, right? Move here, move there. When things are sideways, step aside. Let it figure out a trend. When a mini trend forms again, do the same thing in that trend. This is like, anyone can teach you basically how to look at the charts, but can they teach you how to trade? How to trade and how to look at the charts, two different things. Once you know your Fibonacci's, once you know your divergences, once you know your falling wedges, once you know all this stuff, then it's about knowing like the everything else, like how to actually use it in, it's like a boxer. You sit with the trainer, he's going to teach you how to throw the punch, how to use your hands, right? Sequence. But then he's got to show you how to like use your breathing during round 1 and round 2, how to make it to round 5. Like that has nothing to do with the actual so you got to learn the technicals that build you up into the skill. And then you actually have to learn how to bop and weave with that skill. That's the difference between what's not taught on YouTube a lot. Like people aren't getting that skill. They're just getting like, here's a line, here's this and that. No. Like, how do they data mine? How do they go back and back test? How do they use the charts to find more information? How can they, and that's what I teach my students when they take a beginner's course, like go back and do your due diligence on your divergences now. Like I said, the chart has so much information for you to learn. Like what's in the chart before will teach you what could happen in the future. And I show examples of how I've used previous movements to show what could happen. So we're in a bit of a cup and handle here now, an official cup and handle. The handle's getting extended. All right, very extended. The daily chart wants to dump on us though, not a good sign, and already starting. I just keep saying this does suggest that we break to the downside. We're teetering here at 196, which is my last. Remember we broke first support, second support. Highly likely we go to 190 and then 182. From there, we'll see where we go. It looks like we're headed in that direction. Okay. Bigger idea is, if we look at the weekly, is this bigger, it's kind of messy though. I just want to watch these local areas till we get in and out of the zone, Take away that head and shoulder unneeded in this loop. So that's just what I'm looking at on the radar, okay? Also, the Dow looked like it was tumbling last night. Not too bad, starting to resonate. What I keep saying to everybody is look at the Dow on the daily time frame. And it's extremely oversold and wants to break out. It's in a cup and handle. Suggest to me that the Dow is going to reverse. So is the 4 hour, right? So is the 1 hour. I see a huge reversal. The last time we were here was right there, and I called a reversal, and we got both reversals to the upside beautifully. So I don't see why this time will be any different. I see a bit of a cup and handle here, and we're bouncing off support. I'm not too worried. I think this is fear to reset the market, but the daily suggests and the 4 hour suggests that in the next few days we do get a reversal back to the upside. Okay. Dollar index starting to dump too. Look at that. Getting rejected by the bottom trend line. Look, just exactly what I thought. This is amazing. Look. This is what I wanted. I wanted a bearish retest of the trend line. See this trend that I found? So I found we were kind of hitting this trend nicely. right? Up, 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 up. We got above it. We felt we should hit it, and we should get rejected by this trend line. We should see a bearish retest. That also was a bearish retest of the bull pennant, right? And then we couldn't get back in. And I want to see a dump to the downside for this dollar. That would be very good for Bitcoin, at least tomorrow, for somewhat of a recovery rally, right? And let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. We suggested that Bitcoin was looking bearish. Why? Because dominance wanted to pump while US Tether wanted to pump. And then we looked at Bitcoin. And all three charts together suggested that we would see a bit of a move. And look, dominance did pump to the upside. We see the double bottom conform. Alts are hard to trade during this period. Wait for this to cool off and get to here. Then we can see some alt firework. But we are getting close to alt fireworks not too long from now. You know, if the market can hold. If the market can hold. There's a lot of ifs in the market. There's a lot of ifs in the market. So, again, best times to take nibbles, but not go all in. You don't see me say, hey, I'm calling the bottom here and I'm going all in. I haven't done that yet. What I have said, though, is this is a good time for me to add to my bags, my long-term bags. You can't buy when the market's up big and everyone's happy. You got to buy around now. The fear and greed index should be going down to a 1216. I don't know why it keeps hovering around at 24. It went up from 23. I would see it go down. I'm feeling more fear. It's weird that we don't see more fear here. Anyway, so the fear and greed index at 24, quite interesting. Okay, quite interesting. And that's going to be the show for the day. I've got to do some things for my wife and her family. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in. Super chats, BNB, mining Pi using the phone app. I don't want to talk about mining Pi. I think it's a centralized thing. I started mining Pi like 2 years ago. Now I think it's a waste of time. I don't mind the Pi anymore. I found out Pi is like just a centralized way that you're going to have to KYC. They're going to have to know your phone, your location. It's a very shady site. I'd be very careful, okay? In the end, it looks like a decentralized wormhole, a centralized wormhole that you may not want to be included in. I opted out. You may want to do the same. Again, you heard it here. Do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not like that Pi app and mining on the Pi. And yeah, but once it's going to be ecosystem and you're going to be able to do whatever you want, I'm not into it. I'm not into it. So I don't do the Pi thing. I'm out. I've opted out. You do whatever makes you happy. I have opted out. BNB, we said, was in a tiny cup and handle here on the daily time frame, but like everything else, look, when the daily's hot, I don't go, hey, let's jump in. Usually a good time for a nice dump to the downside. And if you don't believe me, just backtest these theories yourself. Circle the last 5 or 6 times you were that high. Right here, 1. What happened? We got to this point, we dumped. So 1 for 1. 2, we got to this point here, and we dumped a little bit, kept going. So, okay, fine. You can say, oh, but it's still dumped from 500 all the way back down to 440. I mean, it's not the best, but hey, you could have held through that. Up here, you would have dumped nastily and continued to dump ever since. And then each time dump. And again, it looks like we're going to dump again. We haven't made a higher high, so there's no reason why this trend should change. And we're bouncing off top trend line on our way back to the bottom of the trend line. Highly likely we see BNB dumping back to about $400. So that's my BNB assessment. Sending love to all the lifers. Shout out to Sam B for the $20.99 for the $7.29. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Every facet, every dependent of mind is to be programmed by you. And unless you assume your rightful responsibility and begin to program your own mind, the world will program it for you. Shout out to David Patrick. He's putting down something really true. Must program your own mind, right? Pi is no good project for the future. Nah, I'm not into it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you did come to the channel, then you are already doing the right thing. At the end of every channel, at the end of every live stream, I say thank you so much, Crypto is Life. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. 283 likes. We almost got to 300 likes. I believe we could have, if I just stood on for another half an hour, all the way to 12 o'clock. We would have made it all the way. Shout out to everyone here. I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for jumping on into the live stream. Again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for helping me get through one of the toughest days of my life. For my wife and from everyone, I love you all. And thank you for all of you who support the Crypto Lifer and the family of the Crypto Lifers. I'll be back every single day giving you the updates in Bitcoin, what's happening in the market, and live updates in the Dow, the dollar, Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, total 1, total 2, and more to give you your scope of the markets and get you ready for the next day and for that afternoon or that day. No matter where you are in the world, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and good night. 1, 2, 3. Crypto is life. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you all on the live stream tomorrow. I will let this live stream play out just for a second, just so everyone can think for a second, say their last words. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. And remember, love everyone in your life. Be good to everyone in your life. And have a wonderful, wonderful life. I love you all.